Tade had been pacing the living room like a restless chief waiting to address his council. Back and forth, back and forth. His hands were folded behind him like a man preparing to declare war. His slippers slapped against the tiled floor with dramatic emphasis. Amara, his wife of 4 years, was sitting comfortably on the couch, painting her toenails a bright crimson red. The radio played soft high-life music in the background, and the aroma of fried plantain floated lazily from the kitchen. It was a peaceful Friday evening in Ayetoro village. Peaceful, until Tade cleared his throat. "Amara," he began, in a voice heavy with unnecessary authority, adjusting his belt as if it were a badge of office. "From today onward, we must split all bills 50-50. Amara blinked, then blinked again. Then she burst into laughter, so sudden she almost smudged her nail polish. "Ha, Tade, my love," she said between giggles. "Please do not joke like this. It is Friday. I'm in the mood for romance, not arithmetic." But Tade did not smile. His face was serious. Too serious. "I am not joking. This is 2026. Women are independent now. Equality is the order of the day. 50-50 is fairness." Amara slowly placed the nail polish bottle on the table. Her smile faded. "After I cook, clean, wash, manage this house, tolerate your Uncle Bayo daily visits, and carry your mother's attitude with grace, you now want to bring calculator into marriage?" Tade straightened. "My father paid everything in his marriage. Look how it ended. He died broke. I refuse to repeat that mistake. From now on, equality." Amara clapped her hands 3 times in disbelief. "Equality, wonderful. So tomorrow you will carry pregnancy for 9 months too, or breastfeed at midnight? Is that the equality you mean?" But Tade had recently watched one online motivational talk on gender fairness, and now he felt like a professor of modern marriage. "We start today. Tonight we are going out to eat. When the bill comes, we split." 2 hours later, they walked into the Golden Lagoon, the most expensive restaurant in Ayetoro village. The place glittered with chandeliers, a live saxophonist played gentle melodies in the corner, the air smelled like imported perfume and prosperity. Tade puffed out his chest. "This is the life we deserve. Luxury on a 50-50 budget." Amara smiled sweetly. But inside, she was already planning. When the waiter handed them menus, thick enough to serve as school textbooks, Tade said boldly, "Order anything you like, no limits." Amara raised an eyebrow. "Anything?" "Yes, freedom is beautiful." She scanned the menu dramatically. "Oh, the grilled lobster is 95,000 naira. "Yes," said Tade, bravely, though his throat tightened. "That is fine dining." "In that case," said Amara calmly, "we will take 4 lobsters, the jumbo prawns, the king-size tilapia, a bottle of your most expensive champagne, 3 plates of jollof rice just in case, and your imported cheesecake." The waiter nearly swallowed his pen. Tade felt his spirit leave his body, but pride would not allow retreat. "No problem," he croaked. Soon the table was covered in food like a royal wedding feast. When the bill arrived, Tade opened it confidently, then froze. 382,000 naira. His soul almost evaporated. 300 and what? He shouted. The entire restaurant turned. Amara leaned closer. "Oh, that's just 191,000 each. Equality, my dear." Then she calmly removed her wallet. "Yes, waiter, apply my 10% loyalty discount." Tade blinked. "You've been here before?" "Oh, yes," she replied sweetly. Then came the final blow. "After the discount, kindly put the entire bill on my husband's account. He loves handling finances." Tade nearly fainted. "My equality is emotional support. Yours is financial responsibility." And that was only the beginning. If there was one thing Tade believed in more than 50-50 equality, it was family meetings. And so the next morning, he summoned both families to Ayetoro Village Square. Chairs were arranged in a circle. Aunties fanned themselves dramatically. Uncles sipped palm wine. Children hovered nearby, pretending not to listen. Tade stood in the center. "My people," he began in a voice heavy with unnecessary authority, adjusting his belt as if it were a badge of office. "From today onward, my wife disgraced me. She refuses equality." Gasps filled the air. Amara sat calmly like a queen watching theater. Papa Amara finally stood. "My son," he said gravely, "when Amara cooks, do you pay her salary?" "No." "When she washes your clothes?" "No." "When she stays awake caring for your child?" "No." "Then why do you want to turn marriage into a joint stock company?" The crowd erupted in agreement. Amara stood. "I gave him equality. My half is emotional investment. His half is financial investment." The laughter shook the mango trees above. Tade felt smaller than a groundnut, but inside, stubbornness burned. "This battle is not over," he muttered. And with that thought, the seeds of the next disaster were planted. The following morning, Tade woke up determined. He would not surrender. At breakfast, he announced confidently, "This 50-50 arrangement continues." Amara smiled. "Wonderful. From today, everything will be shared equally." Tade felt victorious. That evening, he returned home hungry. The aroma of egusi soup filled the house. "My favorite," he exclaimed. Amara lifted the pot lid. The soup inside was strange. Thick on one side, watery on the other. No meat, no fish. "My half," she said. "Your half is waiting for you to cook." Tade stared. "You expect me to cook after work?" "Equality," she reminded. He rolled up his sleeves. By the time he finished, the pot looked confused. Half delicious, half disaster. That night, Amara ate takeaway burger and fries. Tade chewed his watery experiment in silence. 2 days later, he found his white shirt hanging outside. Left side, sparkling clean. Right side, stained brown. "Amara!" "I washed my half," she replied calmly. Soon, the bed was split too. She laid her half neatly with blanket. His side, bare mattress. At midnight, he shivered. "Buy your own blanket," she murmured peacefully. The neighborhood began to notice. Women whispered at the well. Shopkeepers giggled. Even children sang, "50-50 daddy." But the final humiliation came when their children were sent home from school. Amara had paid only half the school fees. The father would complete it, she told the headmistress. Tade stood in the school compound, watching his son comfort his daughter. His chest tightened. This had gone too far. He drove home in silence, hands gripping the steering wheel like a man wrestling destiny. That evening, he slumped into a chair. "Amara, please, let us end this." She adjusted her wrapper calmly. "But this is what you wanted." He covered his face. "I surrender." Amara studied him quietly. Outside, crickets chirped. Inside, pride melted. I never married you for calculator, she said softly. I married you for partnership. Tade exhaled deeply. All this embarrassment was necessary, she replied gently. Marriage is not war, it is balance. He nodded slowly. I have learnt. That night, they spread one full blanket across the bed. No house, no divisions, just warmth. The next morning, Tade paid the remaining school fees without complaint. At the market, he bought meat without calculating percentages. At home, he kissed Amara's forehead without conditions. And slowly, peace returned to Ayetoro village. But sometimes, when neighbors teased him jokingly about 50-50, he would simply laugh and say, in marriage, my friends, love is not divided, it is multiplied. And Amara, she would smile knowingly. Because sometimes the best way to teach a stubborn man is not by arguing, but by giving him exactly what he asked for, in full measure. And that was how Tade of Ayetoro village learned that equality without wisdom is chaos, but love with understanding is harmony. And from that day forward, there was no more splitting into halves, only sharing in wholes.